Let's take a look now at the first strategy, establishing routines and family rules.
Let's review the key concepts for structuring the environment to prevent misbehavior. Parents can help children manage their behavior with clear and consistent schedules, routines, rules, and directions. Intervening before behavior problems start can prevent misbehavior. Strategies which focus on helping children manage feelings can help prevent misbehavior.
Within the overall day, you can outline the steps and events that generally occur. It may not be possible to do everything at exactly the same time or in exactly the same order every day. However, having a basic order and schedule for most days can help children know generally what will happen during their day. When a special event will occur, or there is a change to the schedule or routine, parents can let children know in advance so that children are not surprised or caught off guard. For example, you could say, after breakfast today, we will go see the doctor. Within the day, more specific routines can be followed for certain times, like bedtime. If children live in more than one household or regularly spend time with different adults, and it's not possible to keep the same routines, each adult should still stick to a routine so that children understand what is likely to happen in each home or with each adult. Think about the times of day that feel chaotic or difficult. For many families with small children, mealtime, bedtime, or getting ready for school are some of those times of day. Consider the tasks or steps that need to happen, and which order makes most sense for your family during this time of day. Make a list for yourself to use as a reminder, and consider making a visual list with simple pictures for your child to follow. Be consistent. Once you've decided on a routine, use it. It may take time for a child to adjust to a new routine, but if you remain consistent and follow the same routine each day, your child will learn what to expect, and this time of day will start to go more and more smoothly in your home. Let's look at bedtime for an example. Steps to get ready for bed may be taking a bath, getting pajamas on, brushing teeth, and reading a story. A parent may decide that about the same time after dinner every evening, they first do bath time, followed by putting on pajamas, followed by teeth brushing, and then select stories to read in bed before saying goodnight. That is their bedtime routine. For every family, it will be different. What is important is that for your family, the routine is the same as possible each evening. Establishing family rules. Making a set of basic family or house rules that are always the same is another way to provide predictability and consistency. These rules apply to all your children, whether you are at home, out in the community, or in someone else's home. For families with young children, family rules often address problem behaviors like hitting or yelling. These are also behaviors that are likely to occur before you can intervene with a direction or another strategy to stop that behavior. Once you've established household rules, additional sets of rules can be made for other settings and situations, like rules for riding in the car and rules for the grocery store, so children know clearly what you expect in these situations. Family rules are best designed to focus on behaviors related to safety, aggression, or other serious behavior that is never acceptable. For instance, you may have a family rule such as hold hands while crossing the street. There are some basic guidelines to creating effective family rules for young children. Keep it simple. Limit the number of rules to a few at any one time. Young children cannot easily remember more than a few things at once. This is even more important if the child is hungry, tired, upset, very excited, or really focused on something they want to do. Pick the most important behaviors to focus on and make rules for those. Once children have learned the rules and are following them consistently for a period of time,
There you are. Well, thank you, madame.
Consider adding or substituting a new rule to encourage or discourage a new behavior. Use words that are clear and easy for young children to understand. For example, if you want your child to speak politely or respectfully, you could choose words like use an inside voice and kind words. Phrase rules positively. Rules should state what to do rather than what not to do. Walk in the house tells children exactly what they are supposed to do. So instead of saying no hitting, kicking, or biting, you may want to say something like use gentle hands and feet, or keep hands and feet to yourself, or be safe with each other. These rules all make it clear to a child what positive behavior is expected in their family. Make rules clear. Before you start using the rules in your home, you should explain them to your child, that these rules are a new thing in your house, what each rule means, and when you will begin using them. When explaining the rules, go through them one at a time to make sure the child understands each rule and is able to ask questions about it before introducing the next rule. Have consistent follow-through for each rule. It is essential, especially in the beginning, that you are consistent with your rules, using the same words to describe them, helping your children remember what they are and what they mean, and following through every time in a predictable manner.
Thank you for waiting so patiently.
And it's just as important to remember to praise children when they follow the rules.
After watching the strategy video with the parent, it's time to practice with planning worksheets and a role play. Specific skills to demonstrate in this strategy role play are establishing daily routines and creating family rules.
We're going to spend a little bit of time together thinking about...
To help practice establishing routines, you will first spend time with the parent using the Family Routines worksheet to plan what routines will be helpful for them to establish at home. Brainstorm with them about what times of day are hard, chaotic, or stressful with their young child, as well as what their day looks like as a whole. Help them identify which tasks and activities occur and which order or timing makes the most sense for their family. Have them write out their new routine on the worksheet. Once they have been able to establish a basic flow of the day as a whole, and a routine for specific times of day such as morning, mealtime, or bedtime, discuss with the parent how they can use the same process to establish routines for other family activities where this may be helpful. Provide extra copies of the Family Routines worksheet if the parent would like to use them to develop additional routines. Finish up with routines by doing a simple role play in which you play the child and the parent practices introducing and explaining the new routine to their child. This will help parents feel more confident and ready to implement the strategy at home. You will use a similar process to help the parent practice the family rules strategy. Use the Family Rules worksheet to help the parent brainstorm some of the most important behaviors they want to focus on.
Do you want to think about another behavior, perhaps?
Sure.
It may be hitting or other aggression, or better communication, like less whining or yelling.
Be safe with each other. Yes, that makes
Does
sense.
that seem to encompass what you're thinking about?
I like that. Be safe with each other.
Limit to no more than a few key behaviors at first. Once the parent and child are used to having family rules, and the child is consistently following the rules, new rules can be added. Once they have identified priority behaviors, help the parent to phrase them positively so that the rules say what the parent wants children to do rather than what not to do. Watch how you can help a parent brainstorm rules for their family.
What would be the positive behavior? What would you like to see instead of whining and yelling?
Yeah. Okay, so how about use a normal voice or kind words, something? Kind voice?
Sure. What would feel most natural for you at home to use?
A kind, normal voice.
Okay, both, yeah.
Okay, so use a kind, normal voice.
Once the rules have been created, have the parent write out the new family rules.
Be safe with each other. And I would explain to them what that means in terms of the specifics.
Absolutely.
And when I talk about it, I talk about that positively as well. Rather than saying, be safe with each other means no hitting, biting, etc., would I say, be safe with each other means safe hands, safe feet, like that.
That's a great way to describe it. I think it is important to note that you will need to explain it clearly to your children, especially before you start enforcing your new rules. You don't want it to be a surprise to them.
Do a role play in which you play the child,
I'm going to be your child, you're going to be you.
and the parent presents and explains to you the new rules. This practice will help the parent get comfortable using this new language with their young child, and give you an opportunity to offer feedback and support around this skill.